Hello, beautiful collectives out there. Welcome to my channel, Astro Cheryl. And this is your monthly forecast for November 2025. Okay, we're already at the end of the year, but we're still in Scorpio season, and there's a lot of Scorpio energy out there. So there's a lot of reveal. You know, Scorpio is mysterious, but the revealing of the false truths are coming out in the open. So just be aware that, you know, the untruths, the lies, the underhanded hate is showing up. And that way, that energy can be dealt with. We have a full moon that's coming up on the 5th, and it's a super full moon, and it's in the sign of Taurus. And Taurus is about agriculture and about finances. But here in the U.S., we can see the breakdown of our governmental system and the those people who are in need of extra help for food and subsidy. So that is opening up and crumbling out into the open. But then on a personal note, those who are those people who have been deceitful, deceiving, and out to hide their feelings towards another person is coming out in the open. Okay, and that energy that's coming out has to be dealt with. Okay, so that's the purpose of it being shown. That's why the veil is thin now, so that each individual can see what it is that you're doing and what it is that has been done to you. Now, those people who have been done to, you'll get to see how this karmic energy plays out, because all of that negative energy that has been thrown at you by, you know, people you don't know, is being returned to sender. Okay, and it's once it's returned to its sender, it has to be dealt with. Okay, so anyway, as I said before, this is your monthly reading for November. Now, as we get into the month, we have Mars entering Sagittarius on the 4th. And we have that super full moon on the 5th. And Venus moves into Scorpio on the 6th. Uranus is retrograding back to Taurus at that 29 degrees on the 7th. And Mercury turns retrograde in Sagittarius on the 9th. Jupiter turns retrograde in Cancer on the 11th. Mercury turns retrograde, I just said that. The new moon in Scorpio is at 28 degrees, and that's on the 19th. And Saturn in Pisces is stationing direct on the 27th, and then Mercury turns direct on the 29th. So with all of the retrogrades that are happening now, this is turning you inward to look at those areas in your life that needs to be refurbished or cleansed, I will say. Okay, Now, a lot of you may not be ready to face your fears because that's exactly what's happening in this Scorpio energy. It's a lot of fear-based energy that is showing up. But when you face your fears and you deal with what it is that's coming up for you, then over time, you'll be able to take a step up in your vibration. So, with all of this energy happening, especially with Uranus, it is like an electric energy where things happen all of a sudden. But while it's in retrograde, it won't act as fast as it would normally act if it was in its forward motion. So I just want to say that those people who are out there who are trying to hurt, cause pain, trauma to another person, all of that is coming back to you. And a lot of times people cannot take what they dish out. They can't handle it. So are you ready to handle what you are dishing out? That is up to you. And now it's time for me to get into the forecast for the month. So I will see you on the other side. Hello to my beautiful Leo risings out there. Welcome to my channel, Astro Cheryl. And this is your forecast, your astrological forecast for November 2025. Okay, so let's get right into it. I do have an intro that you will see beforehand if you want to take a listen. So on the 3rd, we have Mars in Scorpio trine Neptune in Pisces, and this is happening in your 4th house and your 8th house. Now, trines are meant to be gifts from God, so it's nothing that you have to do. You just experience it, and some will, some won't feel it. Okay, but that's what a trine is. So this is affecting your 4th house of home, family, relationship, family, your physical home, real estate, your security, your support system, and your 8th house of transformative energy, other people's money, shared resources, psychological issues, also intuitive information, psychic information as well. Death and rebirth are also a part of the 8th house. And this is like some hidden energy here. So it's closely tied to that 12th house energy where things that are unseen are happening underneath. Okay, so this can be a time to pursue healing within your family, 4th house, or your emotional foundation using compassion and mystical approaches, tapping into deeper psychic or unconscious realms. This transit supports facing emotional shadows and transforming them with courage and faith in your unseen guidance. Okay? So this is something that I hope doesn't, frighten you, because it's more than life, more to life than what we see on the surface. And when we get in touch with, the shadow side of things, we're looking at, the unconscious and the unknown. And, waking that up gives you more insight into who you really are as a person. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the 4th when we have Mars entering Sagittarius. And this is happening in your 5th house of creativity, romance, children, hobbies, your inner child, and fun. So you may feel inspired to break free from routine and seek more genuine joy and excitement. You may have a heightened desire for passion, whether in creative work or romantic relationships. You may want to explore new hobbies, new dates, or ways of having fun with fiery optimism. You're encouraged to step out confidently and embrace embrace the risk of being yourself, okay? But that's Mars energy. You know, when you can step out in confidence and walk in your own authenticity, then hey, people have to respect that, okay? That's like standing in your masculine energy or standing in your feminine energy. You know who you are. So, on that same note, let's see, we have Mars on the same day, the 4th. Mars in Sagittarius is in opposition to retrograde Uranus in Gemini. And this is happening in your 5th house and your 11th house. Your 5th house of creativity and your 11th house of large groups, memberships, organizations, you know, friend connections, but in luck, hopes, dreams, and wishes, okay, all fall into the 11th house. So this transit encourages you to boldly express your creative and romantic self while navigating unexpected or unconventional changes within your friendships and group affiliations. Be cautious of impulsivity or rebelliousness, that's the Mars energy, that causes conflict or accidents due to restlessness. Okay? Now, the Sagittarius can get restless, but impulsiveness is typically Mars. Okay? So on the 5th, we have a full moon in the sign of Taurus, and this is happening in your 10th house of career, your public view, your authority figures, your subordinates. Okay? And this is in the sign of Taurus. Taurus is a fixed sign. It doesn't like to change. It likes to, you know, be steadfast. So you may experience increased public visibility or moments where your work is acknowledged, prompting reflection on how you present yourself and your ambitions. Stay authentic and consider how your emotions influence your professional your professional decisions, okay? But release what no longer serves you, okay? That's Taurus energy. So, you know, Taurus is fixed, and it could be less fixed, you know. And Taurus thinks inside the box. It can think outside the box, you know, for new information, new ways of being. Okay, on the 6th, we have Jupiter in Cancer, trine retrograde Saturn in Pisces. So during this time, we have the 12th house, which is the house of self-undoing, retreat, unconscious energy, hidden enemies, and the eighth house, which is your psychological house, a house of transformation, life and rebirth energy, other people's money, shared resources, banking, debts, and I think I said psychological. I probably said it before. But, anyways, during this transit, expect opportunities for spiritual expansion, deep emotional healing, and reassessment of your personal values around resources and intimacy. You may want to perform acts of charity, healing, and working on understanding subconscious patterns. Okay, this is a trine, so it's nothing that you have to do. It's a gift from God, and so just enjoy the experience here. So, Venus on that same day, which is the 6th, Venus is in Scorpio and it's squaring Jupiter in Cancer. And this is happening in your 4th house. Did I go through your 4th house yet? Yes. And I went through your 12th house. Have I? Yeah. So you know about the 4th house and the 12th house. So this transit highlights emotional intensity and transformation in your home and family life, alongside the challenge and opportunity of expanding emotional awareness and healing hidden emotional healing hidden emotional wounds. Okay? Let me just take that out. Okay, so on the 7th, we have Uranus in retrograde turning back to Taurus, and this is happening in your 10th house. This is the house of career. This may be a time when you experience unexpected upheaval and change in your career. Okay. Public life and reputation. You are encouraged to reassess your professional identity and ambitions from within. This is a retrograde, so it's about your inner peace. You may experience disruptions or instability in your current job or your public status. Keep in mind that change opens doors for new, innovative opportunities that align more closely with your authentic self and your aspirations. So on the 9th, we have Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius, and this is in your 5th house, okay, of creativity, romance. You may experience delays or the need to revisit how you express yourself creatively, or how you engage in romantic or playful activities. It may bring up issues or misunderstandings related to children or educational matters. You may feel the need to rethink what truly brings you joy and satisfaction. And when Mercury turns direct, you may discover new social sources of fulfillment, or you may refine your existing ones. Okay, so on the 11th, we have Jupiter turning retrograde in the sign of Cancer, and this is happening in the 12th house. So this transit speaks to introspection and the deepening of your financial the deepening of your spiritual understanding. Work compassionately on your inner self and emerge with renewed emotional strength, wisdom, and a sense of soulful protection. The retrograde motion emphasizes reconsideration and refinement of your life's philosophical and spirituality, philosophies, and spirituality that's connected to home and family. Home, family, and emotional roots. I think I need to eat something. Okay, on the 19th, we have the new moon in Scorpio. Make sure I have to check my mics because they just all of a sudden goes out on me. Want to make sure that I'm on top of that. Okay, and this new moon is in your fourth house. It's a good time to initiate changes or set intentions around your living environment, family relationships, and emotional roots. There may be a need to face deep-seated feelings, confront family dynamics, or heal past wounds related to upbringings or ancestral influences. All right. So then on the 22nd, Sagittarius, the sun in Sagittarius is entering your fifth house. So this is the time when the sun brings you more vitality and confidence, and it encourages you to shine through artistic pursuits, romantic adventures, or other forms of expressive joy. You are adventurous right now, have passion for exploration and optimism, making this time ideal for seeking fun, broadening your horizons, and embracing spontaneous self-expression. Your relationship may become more playful and romantic, with opportunities to deepen connections or spark new ones through authenticity and openness. So on the 27th, we have Saturn stationing direct in Pisces, and this is happening in your eighth house. So it urges you to face your fears around loss, intimacy, and dependency with patience and discipline. You may experience financial restrictions, restructuring of joint resources, and a need for careful financial planning. This influence encourages isolation or introspection with the potential for studying occult or spiritual subjects and a deep psychological examination of trust of emotional bonds. Your mental and emotional well-being needs your attention now, okay? So on the 29th, we have Mercury stationing direct, and this is happening in your fourth house. This transit encourages strategic thinking about your living situation, okay? Emotional security and ancestral roots. You may find yourself engaged in intense conversations with family members or reflecting on how your upbringing has shaped your current mental patterns. This may bring about challenges such as suspicions and secretiveness, and that's the Scorpio energy, is suspicious and is secretive as well. Okay, Leo rising. This is your forecast for November 25, 2025. And until next time, bye for now. I gotta eat something.